5-star Ting-Lu just dropped, and this is the only build you need to get easy wins both solo and with your friends. Earth Tera Ting-Lu is now live and available for you and your friends to battle in Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, and will be available from today's date, August 18th, through to August 31st. With all Tera Raid events, be sure to connect to the internet to be prompted with the news update to get access to Ting-Lu. You could also do this manually yourself by opening Pokeportal. But before we get into the build, we have a goal to hit 2,000 subscribers before the release of Legend ZA on October 16th. We're just over 50 subs away from hitting that goal, so hitting the subscribe button, liking the video, and dropping a comment below would be a massive help. Now for the build. We have of course chosen Serperior as our partner Pokemon for these 5-star raids. Naturally, we've gone for the only ability that you should run on any Serperior build, and that's its hidden ability, Contrary. This ability will flip stat changes so any negative boosts become positive, and vice versa. This ability will be essential for the one damaging move that we'll be spamming throughout this raid, and will also help us gain some passive boosts off Ting-Lu as well, but we'll get to that in a moment. With Ting-Lu being Ground Tera, we will be keeping our Grass typing for our Terastallization to hit those super effective shots while also allowing us to do the most stab damage out of the one move that we will be using. And as we are only using one damaging move, Metronome is the perfect item to pair alongside this to allow us to build usage stacks so we can do more and more damage as the raid goes on. To finally let the Purloin out of the bag, the two moves that we will be using in this raid are Leaf Storm and Gastro Acid. Leaf Storm is not just our only way to damage Ting-Lu in this raid, but will also allow us to raise our special attack every time we use it, thanks to our ability Contrary. For the reason behind why I chose Gastro Acid for this build, we first have to take a look at Ting-Lu's stat spread and his ability. As you can see, Ting-Lu is a very defensively bulky Pokemon with a strong 125 base defense stat, backed up by a stonking 155 base HP stat. Comparatively speaking, Ting-Lu is much more vulnerable to his special attacks, due to having a much more modest special defense stat at only 80. However, Ting-Lu is obviously a crafty lad who knew we'd think about that, so he's paired himself with the ability Vessel of Ruin. This ability lowers all opposing raid Pokemon's special attacks by 25%. Gastro Acid is the perfect move to get around this because as long as you use it at the start of the raid before he puts his shields up, it'll nullify his ability for the remainder of the raid, allowing us to exploit that weakness to special attacks. The final thing that we need to look at before I show you the playback of just how effective this build works is our nature and stat spread. To allow us to do the most damage that we can with our Grassy Snake, I've chosen the modest nature and fully maxed out his special attack EVs. To keep us safe from Ting-Lu, who will mainly be spamming physical attacks, we've maxed out his defense EVs and placed the remainder into HP. Now it's time to show you just how easy this raid is when you have a Contrary Serperior on your side. For this raid, there's no need to reroll for an NPC with an Intimidate Pokemon, as Ting-Lu doesn't have any super effective moves to use against us. However, as revenge for his poor departed friend Chien-Pao, he will be using an Uno reverse card on us by spamming the same heavy slam which we used our Copperajah build against the Frosty Feline. As you can see here, we were blessed to have an NPC Arbavilla, which has the ability Seed Sower, which will activate grassy terrain on the field when it is hit. As this will further boost our grass attacks, this is the only NPC that is worth your time to reroll for. The raid itself is fairly straightforward. As long as you remember to use Gastro Acid on turn 1, then Ting-Lu's ability will be nullified to allow your Leaf Storms to hit as hard as they can. As you only need to use Gastro Acid once, this allows you to min-max your damage through Leaf Storm Contrary stat boosts and Metronome stacks. Although we previously called him a crafty lad, Ting-Lu has obviously lost some IQ points, as he will also use Snarl from time to time, which will further boost your Snake's special attack. The only thing to be conscious of, which you will just saw on screen, is that when Ting-Lu removes abilities, it will cause our stats to be lowered if we use Leaf Storm or get hit by Snarl. As this ability removal only lasts a turn, it's best practice to either use a health or attack cheer, both of which will not affect your Metronome stacks, as these are not moves. And that is indeed the best build that you could use for these 5-star Ting-Lu raids. I'm going to let the rest of the battle play out, but as a reminder, we do have a goal to reach 2,000 subscribers before the release of Legend ZA, so please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment below, share the video with your friends, get your cats and dogs to watch it too. As a small creator, all of these things help me out a bunch, and I'd be ever so grateful for your support. We will be streaming these raids with viewers, so please do drop by and say hi, and I will see you all on the raiding battlefield.